Good afternoon, Red Hill community. I know that you have been waiting in anticipation for the announcement of the newly elected Student Executive Committee. This year in particular, I'm really excited about the announcement because unlike previous years where certain people got certain positions and the rest of the grade then were not given the opportunity of being in the leadership team, this year that has changed completely. The student executive that I'm going to announce today are only the students that will take up the executive positions on the council. Straight after this announcement, I will then be sending out nomination forms for the various other positions that will be available, and those range from heads of houses, which are very important positions within our school as well. Within each head of house, there is also the head of arts and the head of sport within those houses who will work with the head of house. There is also the head of spirit, which is our spirit master, and all of those of you that would like to be part of the spirit committee. And then there are three new positions which are exclusively for the grade 11s. That is head of the matric yearbook that will be putting together all of the memories of our matrics over a year. There will be the head of the matric academic committee. This is a new committee where this committee will be able to negotiate timeframes for exams. We'll be able to look at prelim exams, timetables, negotiate deadlines, and I think it's a very important position. And then there's also the head of our matric social committee, and they will be in charge of all the social events that the matrics would like during their final year. So it is really exciting. Obviously, right throughout the school, including for grade 11s, there are the SRC positions, but those only become available a little bit later, so one can still become a representative. So every one of our matrics, whether they're a head or whether they are on the executive, you can all be part of committees, and this is really exciting. The reason why we are announcing the executive leadership is obviously they can then not stand for any of the other committees. They cannot stand as head of house. So it's important to allow those positions to be announced. Now, I know you probably haven't heard much of what I've said because you're waiting for this announcement to take place, but it wouldn't be right for me to announce the new heads without paying respect to the current executive. And in a way, it's the end of an era because they are or will be the last head boy, head girl, deputy head boy, and deputy head girl of Red Hill. Because from now on, we move into the new positions of student president, student vice president, and the other executive positions. Jessica, Mohammed, Carl, Wangari, this has been an incredibly difficult year for you. The coronavirus made sure that you did not have the year that you had wished for. I know that as heads, you would have made this year a brilliant year. I know all the ideas that you had, were just waiting to get started, and this pandemic put an end to that. I'm glad that you had the first term and the end of last year to be able to put through some of your ideas and to show us, just how wonderful you were as our heads. And in the time that I have spent with you, I've seen just how amazing you have all been in your positions. I want to thank you for leading the school through a difficult phase. The videos that you put on, you always brought a sense of humor to the occasion. And you did some amazing things. Wangari, the TEDx that you put together was a wonderful innovation this particular year. Jessica, Mohammed, Carl, in your own ways, on your videos, on the different events that we had via online, were all outstanding and are testament to who you are as individuals. I think in terms of leadership, you've learned how to lead in very difficult times, and I think this will stand you all in very good stead. So thank you very much on behalf of the entire Red Hill community for keeping those leadership positions going, specifically towards the end of this year, at this particular moment in time, where you've helped me choose who our leaders should be. Those of you who have stood for these positions will know that the way the whole situation worked is that students nominated themselves, and we had 22 students in the grade 11 group who nominated themselves for the various executive positions. According to the vote of the grade 9, 10, 11, 12s and the staff, 12 students got enough votes to be invited to an interview. The interview on the panel were the 4 executive heads students, and that's Jessica Mohammed, Carl Wangari, then Mrs. Murchison, who is the grade head, Mrs. Adramitoglu, who is head of student well-being, and then Ms. Malinga, who is head of our diversity program, and then of course myself. My position was to listen to the interviews, and they were difficult interviews, each one lasting a half an hour, and then to listen to my students, the executive students, and to the staff, and then to try and put together the best executive team that I think we could put together, given the positions that they stood for, because you can only be given a position that you actually stand for, and to ensure that the executive team was representative of all of our students in our school, or as far as possible, so that every student would be able to see someone on the executive team that represented them, and that was really, really important. So bearing all of this in mind, I will now announce the student leadership team for 2020-2021, and then I know our executive students of this year will just have 2 minutes each to say something and to congratulate the following 7 students. So here goes. And we'll start with student president. Student president for 2020-2021. Oh, there's just one other thing that I'm joking. Let's get down to it. Student president 2020-2021, Thomas Healy. Student vice president, Simpiwe Mzulwini. Student secretary, Basha Buertis. Student head of judiciary, Tala Niazi. Student head of council, Chloe Malay. Student head of house, Alexander Saidi. Student head of committees, Rachel Hertz. Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast. We don't always get every single leader that we want, but I am very, very happy that these leaders will be an excellent executive team and that will represent and present the school really, really well. I wish you all an amazing weekend, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the grade 11s now complete their nomination forms, which need to be in by Monday. On Monday, 4 o'clock is the deadline for all of the other positions, which we will then announce next week, Friday. Have a great weekend.
And so our leadership year has ended. And it's been a very unpredictable year because of the global pandemic. But your year is also going to be an unpredictable year because you're the first students who are going to be in your new leadership positions. And that is a very, very daunting reality. But I know your grade to be a very courageous grade and one that doesn't shy away from a challenge. So I think you guys will be perfectly fine. Congratulations to all who have gotten into their leadership positions. You are in your leadership positions because the students trust you, and so do the heads of school. It's time for you to include the students. They're the key to succeeding as a leader. Involve the students. It's all about the students. I know that you guys will lead with grace and you will be fantastic. Know that I am always one call away if you ever need assistance, but I doubt you'll need assistance because you guys are awesome. Another hearty congratulations to all of the people in leadership positions and best of luck.
Congratulations. I'd like to start just by saying that I was impressed by these students even before the interviews, and I have full faith that they will succeed in these positions. It takes a lot of courage to put your name forward, especially because of the fear of uncertainty and rejection. So to the new student council executives and your grade 11 class, I wish you the best of luck for your matric year. It's your last year at Red Hill with this combination of students, so try to make as many great memories as you can. There will be countless opportunities for growth. So try to become the kind of leader people would follow voluntarily, even if you had no title or position. This is probably my last speech or speech video to the student body and to the new leadership. And I'll admit I'm still as nervous as I was in my first one. But of course, I'll end it off with a pun. Okay. Earlier, I was struggling to get this video started. So in frustration, I asked for help. I was like, can I get a hand over here? I'm sure everyone's like, I'm so glad this one's going.
Congratulations to all of you on this phenomenal and momentous achievement. I know that you will perform wonders for the school and that you're a powerful and united grade. And that the school is very lucky to have you as their leaders for 2020-2021. Whether you were elected or not, I urge you to continue to inspire and motivate your fellow peers and lead them to success. When I look back at my time in leadership, I start to reminisce all the nerve-wracking, the time-pressured, the stressful, but most importantly, the wonderful times. And so if I could give you one piece of advice, and the most important piece of advice I could give you, is to enjoy it. Have fun. Enjoy the fact that you are part of an extraordinary and loving institution who chose you to lead them to success. I look forward to seeing your progress as an external stakeholder and seeing how this process will positively change you, as it did for me. And as the four of us leave, we wish you nothing but luck and success and joy in your position. You've got this.
Congratulations to the new student executive for 2021. I know this isn't the ideal handover. I definitely imagined handing one of you my blazer and being able to congratulate each and every one of you in person, but alas, I hope this will do. As you all know, this year, more than any other year, has shown us that things, all sorts of things can be thrown in our way, and take that as a lesson for your leadership year. I know that if you support one another and trust one another in these new positions, that you will succeed. I have no doubt of that. Remember your strength as a unit, and remember your matric class, that you were put in this position largely by them and that they trust you, and I never forget that. And I wish you the best of luck for next year and enjoy it.